Our higher selves are giving us many Christmas symbols: the Christmas tree, the Christmas lights, a Christmas train, and the sound of the train rolling on the tracks, sounding like drums. Boom, boom, boom. The whistle of the train, the light of the train, and the train conductor. And the Polar Express is all about the North Star, which is up, not on this earth. It's the seventh heaven, and it is connected to Santa and Saturn. It is a promise of the golden age, and we are being communicated with by our higher self a little more strongly than before, and we need to be prepared to communicate back. So we're learning to communicate with our higher self, and sometimes we communicate through sound, music, symbology, numerology, and especially our actions. Our actions are a huge symbol and communication to our higher self. So this piece is for Laura, and Laura has a big drum that is a sun. She looks like a train. She looks like she is a self that has a lower self, a middle self, and a higher self. It's as if the sun, earth, and moon are all pieces of ourselves scattered. And in order to connect with a higher self, we have to heal the lower self. And that's why you're here. So you have three faces. There's that bearded man like Santa looking at a mirror of a Christmas tree and a light. There are many symbols of as above, so below in your piece. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is all the way at 11 o'clock, pulling the sleigh, bringing gifts, and these are information and downloads. And also a promise of opening a gift, which means coming out of a prison, which looks like a square, to the shape of a cross. So the drum is a sun, and it has a turtle. So it is the expression that we are coming out of a lower realm and transcending into a higher realm because we did the work. We have awoken, and we are being asked to push ourselves a little bit further in order to step into our adepthood with thankfulness, humility, and joy. Hear the bell, hear the drum, hear your higher self. You have a symbol of the letter A inside a circle, and this is called Heptad Gate 4. Beta Alpha, higher mind control. This is about you learning to tap into your higher mind and using control with that higher mind. It is associated with cosmic ascension. When we're talking about ascension, the dimensional train is pivotal. I've seen it on the spirit realm. Your second piece is you as the Christmas tree. So the Santa Claus is looking at a Christmas tree in your first piece as if an illusion, as if a parallel world, as if a mirror world. And so the Santa Claus is looking at you through an eye, the eye of the needle, the eye of Horus. And then here you're the Christmas tree. Above you as a Christmas tree is a higher self that is a female. And behind the female is a net. And this is you becoming a master of the net. Becoming a master of the net is going to make you study sacred geometry and I think it would be years of studying symbology because these symbols are paramount for us to memorize them and visualize them in order to connect with higher beings who use these visual symbols as a telepathic way to communicate, but also a way to open gates and doors that we were once restricted from opening. So you are actually being invited and you are being activated through the star on your Christmas tree. The star on the Christmas tree is the blazing star of Solomon. It means you have been activated, and your Christmas tree is the luminous light body that becomes illuminated and also invisible to the dark ones. And then the presents under the Christmas tree represent your gifts, the gifts that God gives you. There's 9 gifts of the Holy Spirit, and your ability to awaken to thought forms of God, which are inclusive of numerology and sacred geometry. There is a transformative power in drumming, and cultures all around the world have found that they have experienced a profound impact within the rhythm of the human mind, body, and spirit. When I used to have a drum circle, I felt like we were shifting timelines. And then I had a dream that we were split in half. Half of us went to one world, the other went to another world while we were drumming. And I think that there is a power in drumming. I need to get back into this. Drumming isn't just the sound of it. They often used skins of animals which they believed were alive, and it revived that particular animal and the spirit of that animal to bring an ally, a spiritual ally. So when you're talking about shamanism, they didn't just use animal skins to drum, they used metal or they used water. Now, I used to do water drumming also because hitting the water does something to the water inside your body. And the water inside your body, you have 75% water. So there's something connected to your heart and drumming and bringing in the energy of illumination and the sun that is in your art. Shamans, indigenous cultures, and healers would use or employ drumming as a means of entering altered states of consciousness. I have experienced this myself. And everyone has to kind of be neutral in a 0-point energy where we're not egotistical, we're not trying to be the best drummer. We simply drum together in such synchronicity that we literally open a portal. And I've seen it happen, I have experienced it, and it's fantastic and scary also. So it has potential for healing and transformation. The rhythmic vibrations of the drum resonate with your bodies, aligning our energetic centers and promoting a sense of balance and harmony. Drumming has been shown to reduce stress, release tension, and promote a sense of centeredness. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. Word is sound. And you have a Santa that is speaking you out of a mirror. And then suddenly in your second piece, you're out of a mirror and you're the Christmas tree. And the Christmas tree is a promise that we have made it up Jacob's ladder and have been able to reach a certain precipice within our awakening to hear our higher self. And our higher self is a drum, and it's a rhythm that's looking for you. And so when I realized that your piece was a song, I thought it was the little drummer boy, but it's not. It's your higher self sending you a song that isn't entirely about making love out of nothing at all. It's about, don't focus so much on this world because this world is making love out of nothing. It basically is a deception. It's a mirror. And so make love to your higher self more. Focus more on your higher self because your higher self has the ability to do many things. And so that's why I sang this song for you. So, I know it sounds just weird, but I just thought, oh my gosh, it'll be so fun to bring you into my home with the Christmas tree in the background. And anyway, here we go. This is from your higher self to you. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw him, you would even say it glows. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is Mars, and Santa is Saturn. And all of these symbols are little fairy tales for our younger mind. But now that our mind has cracked open to, that Sirius Black from Harry Potter is Sirius B, the dog star, and Draco Malfoy is the Draco star system, then we begin to look at these little fairy tales as communications about influences within our lower self, our middle self, and our higher self. So as above, so below. There's things happening above, and it's affecting us below. And it's time for us to step forward and say, I hear you. I can hear the bell. I'm ready to lead. I'm ready to speak. I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to obey that invisible calling in order so that I am not stuck at the caboose of this choo-choo train, keeping the train from moving forward. We have to all work together, above and below. So you as the train conductor means that this is what your higher self has in store for you. You are meant to lead people on this train and take them to the North Pole, which is the seventh heaven, and access information there so they can hear the voice of beauty, the voice of joy, the voice of love, and the voice of truth. It's really about the apple tree. So the red apple is about your Taurus field and your biofield. It's really about leaving the color red, perfecting the bitten apple, and the bottom part of your biofield is red. That is the red apple. The red apple turns into a green apple when it goes to the center, and then finally a blue apple. Have you ever seen a blue apple? You will when you get to the North Pole. And you can see the blue girl above your head. I think she's your blue apple. I think it's that we look like Avatar. Vishnu and Eastern philosophies believe that we are blue. We are androgynous, both male and female, and we are we had blue skin. And I think this is why Dorothy flew over the 7 colors of the rainbow with a pretty little bluebird, except she wore a blue dress, because that blue color is our original higher self. It is a avatar. They actually in the Eastern religions call them avatars. So you have a sand dollar, and the sand dollar is at a lower place at 7:00. And it is a communication that we had to move through the body of Christ. The sand dollar represents the doves and our perfection through a religion that took us to a certain precipice, but once we reached the top of that precipice, we reached Christ consciousness, which is the snow that is falling everywhere. And that's the crystallization of Christ consciousness, like a snowflake. So Christmas, the 12th month, means that we have left the body of time, 12 hours, 12 months, 12 zodiac signs, in order to go into a mastery that helps us understand our biofield, our ethereal net, the net that's over the earth, the net that's over the universe, and how to not get trapped in these nets. And so the net at 1:00 is literally saying, keep your light lit at this time. There is a battle over our mind and our spirit so that we do not break free from the lower constraints in our lower self. But it's time to move on. It's time to shift and get on that dimensional train and wear the Santa cap, which is the top of the train, and become a beacon of light for the world through allowing our inner child to give us the joy of Christmas. Open your present this Christmas. What is it? The beating of your heart is a drum, and it's lost, and it's looking for your higher self. And your higher self has the ability to live forever. Your higher self has the ability to do anything. It's like your higher self is a time traveler and needs you to hear them and work together. So you're the Christmas tree, and when the Christmas tree is cut, it is strung up with lights to be illuminated, but it doesn't mean that you die. What it means is that your consciousness goes into the star, which is your higher self, and you and your higher self begin to work as one unit. Flesh and spirit, male and female, as above, so below. And when you get past the month 12, which is December, you go to January. And January is joy. It is the number 13. 13 is the number 4. It's the number outside of time. It's your ability to see outside of the lower realm. It's you becoming a master. It's the master that walks on water, which is your biofield. And it's really a time of studying. You're going to be studying in order for your thought forms to become advanced, to begin to not think about the self and the world. You're going to be thinking with thoughts that are inclusive of sacred geometrical shapes. And these shapes that are in your piece are circles, and you have lightning energy and fire energy. The little ant that's between you and the Santa Claus that is speaking you out of a mirror is a actual symbol. That little ant is called Heptad Gate 7. It's connected to Sirius B52, element 113. It is called hyperplasmic enlightenment. When you visualize this little ant looking, I call it an ant, but it's really a symbol. But it's a telepathic code from my higher being. It's called Sirius Beta encodes 7 days of creation of interval lost time. And it gives you hyperplasmic enlightenment. And it opens the gate of the cube. This is opening the present at Christmas. So it's a very, very significant gate. It's called Gate 441. The cube matrix. Synchronization. Realizing that synchronization is your higher self. And here, I better take a picture of this so you can see it. Hold on. So you can see that little ant there. It's not really an ant. It looked like an ant to me. But it's really about unity of totality. Really the above world and the below world working in unison. And the thing is, not all of our answers are found in a book. Once we begin to visualize these specific shapes and do meditations with these shapes and integrate these shapes like plasma, they say you have to breathe these specific shapes into your body like plasma, gates will open up of understanding and awakenings and synchronization where you're literally walking on sunshine. And I used to think maybe you love me, but now I know that it's true. And that's what it's going to feel like. So listen to some songs. And these songs are going to be specifically for you to, from your higher self, the little drummer boy, I'm walking on sunshine, and listen to the drum sound. And this drum, get into a drum circle. I'm going to tell you this. Stephanie and I really have a lot of aspirations for making a yoga studio and a drum circle and a place of biofield healing, awakening, and illumination. And we want all of you guys to teach whatever you're learning. And we're all just bouncing off of each other like a drum, learning from each other, utilizing our gifts, utilizing our inner child and our inner power to play and really be able to do some great things and to be really joyful about it. It's a time of rejoicing. So rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. And it is comfort and joy. So your pieces are a promise for a wonderful, happy future if you can beat your heart to the drum of your higher self. Work together. All right. I love you. Big hugs from me to you. And get a drum for Christmas. My name is Mary Moses. If you would like a reading, go to forestfairy.com.